Hello boys and girls, welcome back to Allotment Gardener. What date are we on? It's sometime in June and it's raining eventually. Now I've just spent the day, I've been cutting the grass, which was quite nice. One second. Ooh. I've been cutting the grass. I've put up, you know, my third greenhouse that got storm damaged. I've started to put the glass back on that one as well. Sorry it's been so long since my last update, but things have been a bit crazy with the lockdown and work and all the rest of it, so you know, you just have to do what you can, don't you? So yeah, just a normal day down on the plot at the minute. I'm going to see what I can get planted out, maybe do a bit of weeding, which will be lovely. So we had a very dry spell, didn't we, through March and April and May. Obviously June has been a little bit damper. I don't know if any of you have had like one or two little rain showers. We've had one or two little rain showers. This is the first decent one, like nicely substantial, you know, get a bit of water into the ground, see how long it sticks for. There's the plot at the minute through me thunder, lightning, what you do to me. Anyway, better knock on wood. I'm just going to go and get in the shed. A bit pointless now because I'm a little bit damp, but yeah, why not? Oh, I'm going to check my wallet in my pocket's not soaking. Oh dear. So a little bit of a spring shower there in the summer. Oh. Should we try that one again? That was absolutely ridiculous, wasn't it? That was the Sunday. It's now Tuesday, 16th of June. I've just come down here after work for a couple of hours to see what I can get done. First job, Avon Skin So Soft. Not only does it make my skin silky smooth, it also keeps all the biting insects away as well. So that one is well recommended. Yeah, just squirt it on. Beautiful. Not been bitten. I used to get bitten all the time. I bought a bottle of this. Not been bitten since, honestly. As long as you get all of the, you know, usual areas, and that bit of your top of your bum crack as well, where you always expose yourself. Excuse me. So that'll keep the bugs away. Let me show you what's going off down the plot. Off of my mug. Right then, it's been a good long time actually since I've done a video. It's got to be a couple of months now. It's just been absolutely crazy hectic time. Yeah, it's just it, you know, the world's gone a bit crazy at the minute, hasn't it? So I've seen that a couple of big YouTubers, Dave and Sean, they've both dropped away from the filming, just for the same reasons really, that, you know, things are getting really, really hectic. But I'm still here, I'm still doing a bit down the plot and that, and I'm going to try and do as many updates as I can. I'll show you around. Right then, starting around here, this is where I've not weeded, can you tell? I've got a gooseberry bush there with a few guzgogs on that the birds will probably nick before I get a chance. There were alpine strawberries in there, but mainly now it's just couch grass and other rubbish. So raspberries are coming on quite nicely. These are my early raspberries. As you can see, they're fattening up lovely now. Been an absolute magnet for the bees they have, so hopefully we'll get some lovely fruit, and then the latest fruiting raspberries, they're all there as well, doing their thing. We've got my blackcurrants, my 3 blackcurrant bushes, they're all growing on lovely. No sign of any issues, sawflies or whatever else can affect those guys, so they've done really well. And in the middle here, completely self-seeded, 3 massive, great big sunflowers, which I'll leave there as long as they don't start encroaching on anything else. This bed's really got a lot of self-seeding in it. There's a tomato here, that was there last year. These are Cape gooseberries, believe it or not, they've self-seeded. Another tomato at the back there. I'll leave what I can for now. I've just spotted them as I've been weeding. Seems to have been a terrible year for garlic, or it has here anyway. My row at the back there, they all sort of went brown. There was a lot of mould on the bulbs. I did get a few decent ones out of there, but the other ones, you know, they're still standing up. They're starting to go a bit yellow and such, but yeah, it's just like the whole thing just died suddenly. Like if you can see that one, that's quite green, and then next to it, this one, like really, really brown. And the ones that I have been pulling up, yeah, you see all that white fungus on them. So it's like they've been growing, flowered, and then they've just sort of started to rot. So not brilliant. I've had about half a dozen decent ones. At least my onions are still growing away, they seem alright. A couple of squashes in there that I've put in because hopefully they'll have room once the rest of the onions are out. It's been, believe it or not, very, very dry, very, very hot start to the year, and all my rhubarb suffered. So I need to give that a good trim back. As you can see, it's looking a right old mess. Broad beans as well, not looking too great. There's loads and loads of black fly on them. I might try a bit of that Skin So Soft watered down, because if it keeps the bugs off of me, it might keep the bugs off my plants. What's the worst that can happen? These guys can't get a lot worse, can they? No. Carrots are all growing away. They're not far away, wanting thinning out actually, but that's not our job for today. So they've all come on, that's quite good. Onions, again, a real mixed bag. For everyone that's sort of small and dead looking like that, I've got other ones that are bulking up quite nicely. So it's been a real mix. This one at the end here is not going to make it. But yeah, you know, we're going to get a few decent ones out. It's just a bit weird. So some of them looking alright, other ones really small and weedy. So it might be the return of the dreaded root fly. Then again, it might just be that my onions are a bit bob this year. Look at this teasel. Have you ever seen teasel before? I grew it because it's good for pollinators and others. It's getting up there now, it's about 4 foot tall, but the main interesting part I like is just in the cup of the leaves here. It just gathers itself a little pool of water at every leaf section. Can you see that? It's just quite an interesting little... Oh yes, we love the teasel. Lots of dead insects in there. I don't know if they reabsorb them or if there's any other purpose to that. I'd be interested to find out actually, but these guys are coming on now. You can see the flower heads starting to emerge. Lovely. Spuds absolutely terrible again this year, just been too dry. Hopefully this bit of rain that we've had will perk them up a bit, but as you can see, they're not really doing much. This bit of rain that we have had has woken all the weeds up there, that's one downside. Volunteer spud, and me spring onions as well stayed very, very small because of the same reason. What are these, my little radishes? Got plenty of radishes in there to pick, look. Look at those, beautiful. Always get a load of holes in the leaves, but that's just flea beetle. They love to munch the leaves, it doesn't seem to affect the root too much. So yeah, look at those bad boys, absolutely lovely. Plenty more of those in there to pull as well. It's probably another reason I wasn't doing a lot of filming during April and May actually, because it was absolutely bone dry, ridiculously red hot, and everything was just not getting away. The ground was really dry. I've not got enough water here to be sort of freely watering everything, so just got a bit, you know, bit of a chore. Down here in my squash bed I've got my 2 Atlantic Giant pumpkins. They've just gone out. They're not looking too bad actually, they've stood up well since I've put them out. Can't believe how many weed seeds have just germinated in the last couple of days. I don't even know if you can see, but absolutely everywhere. So I shall get my hoe out and she'll sort them out. Put a small grid of sweet corn there, hopefully if the pumpkins do get growing, by the time that they've reached there the sweet corn will be up and out of the way. So that's the plan. Parsnips did actually germinate, so you see we've got 2 rows there, incredibly small for the time of year. I think this time last year they were sort of a foot tall and absolutely gunning for it, but it is what it is. Got a few more of my sweet corn plants here, sort of oversowed them, so I've had to put a couple more here as well. As you can see, sweet corn there sowed in a block because the pollen from the tassels at the top has to filter down onto all the hairs that stick out of the end of the corn cob. So if you plant them in a block it gives them a better chance, whereas if they're all in a straight line and the wind blows, all the pollen goes nowhere. So yes, that's a thing. Lupins I've all finished. I need to deadhead those bad boys actually, but it's not been something that I've gotten around to yet, I'll be perfectly honest with you. It's just a crazy time of year. My runner beans are that's all I'm going to give them at the minute. And as I say, it was very dry when I put them out. Hopefully this dash of rain that we've had will help them out. They're getting there, you know. Sometimes you just have to give them a little help. Oh, come on. You need to twirl. Come on, get your twirl on. Not convinced that'll be there any more than about 10 seconds, but you know, we tried. Asparagus is doing its asparagus-y thing. It's past harvest time now, so these guys are just all growing and regaining their strength. Plenty of weeds in there. Look at all that mare's tail. Sorry, horse's tail. I don't know. And dahlias and all the rest of it. What else have we got? Put a load more dahlias in this end border. Put a load of marigolds in here. They're starting to flower out as well now. So that'll be a lovely display once they get going, and more dahlias. What's happening in here? Foxgloves again suffered with the dry weather ever so bad. A lot of the flower heads that tried to come up just died off, and then the plants are sort of trying to put out these spindly little side shoots just so that they've got something going on. But you know, it might still give us a bit of colour. The ones that have come through are still quite pretty. Look at you, you're pretty. Oh dear. And then the lupins at the back there. There'll be ones for flowering next year in a few nasturtiums. Into the brassica tunnel. A bit of a mess in here, but everything seems to be doing alright actually. I've got my cabbages down here. A few lower bottom yellow leaves I'm not too worried about, as long as the nice healthy growing leaves look good. Yeah, the bottom ones always die off on brassicas anyway, so I'm not going to see that as a major issue. My sprouts are all growing as well. They seem to be doing alright, no damage. And then my big red cabbages as well that I've got high hopes for. They're all growing away as well, looking absolutely lovely. And these are, I don't know, are they broccoli? They look like broccoli, don't they? I think they're broccoli. Right then, I'll just quickly show you inside here. This is my little open top brassica house here. This is like, what have we got in here? We've got cabbages, kale, cauliflowers, broccoli. We've got some kohlrabi at the bottom, you see them there with the blue, well, reddy blue veins. And we've also got some other things that are trying to interlope as well. There's a couple of sunflowers at the back there, and what's this? That's a thingy. I know what it's called. And then there's some borage plants here as well. But yeah, they all seem to be growing away. They're doing all right. And this bed up here is sunflowers. Again, I put these out, and the you know, really struggled because it was so dry, so dry. A few peas here that actually made it as well. They're still growing. More dahlias and some pansies. A bit of borage at the bottom end there. Lots of ladybirds all on these guys. So there you can see I have been kind of busy. Anyway, I've got plenty going on. In one of my greenhouses here, I've got me Gigantimo tomatoes here. These are all coming on quite nicely. These guys are cool because they have mega bloom flowers on them sometimes. I don't want to damage it, but if you have a look at the size of that flower on there, it's absolutely crazy. And that will be probably 4 or 5 flowers all joined together in a mega bloom. And that'll produce an absolutely massive fruit. So this is a good thing. They all do need trimming. Look at that sucker on that one there, that needs to come off. We'll sort it. And then all my peppers and chilies as well, they're growing away lovely. They're all sort of in heavy flower at the minute, so we'll start to see some chilies hopefully. Let's have a quick look, see if we can see some baby chilies. Baby chilies! Here we go. Here we go, you see. So I've got the flowers. You can see the flowers fell off. Fallen off, fell off, whichever. And then there's the little baby chili growing way behind it. So absolutely lovely. Can't wait to get stuck into a few of those and blow my head off. And then the second greenhouse, do you ever get this? Look, this, probably can't pick it up, but spider web right in front of the door. Let's see if it'll have a twinkle. Oh yeah, you kind of see it there. Yeah, the amount of times that you walk through an open doorway and get one of those on your face, that's lovely. So more chilies, more peppers, a few bits at the back that I haven't done anything with yet, and my cucumbers, which are these ones here. They desperately need to go out because, as you can see, they're starting to trail and they're only in little 3-inch pots, so we need to do something there, which will probably be this afternoon's task actually. So yes, just going to crack on now. Oh, my wind damaged greenhouse, that was a project that I mentioned while I was getting rained on earlier. Flipping it, that sun's just reached the awkward time of day. Let's go around here. There we go, I've started putting the glass back onto that one, so I've got all the sides and the doors done. Just need to get the roof onto there. And that's, I think I'm going to put my cucumbers in there right now without the roof on, just because, you know, what the heck. Long view of the plot this year. So after an absolutely dreadful start, not looking too shoddy. There we go. all the way around. Beautiful. Alright then guys, so what I've been doing here is I've just repotted 3 of my little gherkins, my only 3 little gherkins actually, and the canes I've bought out of the pots, I've made this bit of a frame for them, just so that them guys can like have a bit of a climb. Yes, there's no roof on my greenhouse, I'm going to keep it like that though for a bit, just because it's my choice, and hopefully if it rains it will reduce my watering. So you see these little curly tendrils here, that's what the plant will use to climb with and grip on, so hopefully as it comes up it'll be gripping onto these bars here, and that'll enable it to grow nice and tall. That's the plan. I'm just going to get these tied off with a bit of string just to help them along. And here we go, they've just been tied off a little bit, and hopefully they'll have a bit of an idea which way to head now. You can see I've just used some Hessian string, nice and loose there. I didn't want to tie it tight against the post because you're going to cause a lot of problems. But yeah, these little tendril spidery arms are soon going to start to wrap around these canes, and then they'll probably still need tying in at 1 or 2 points just to get them going in the right direction. But yeah, little gherkins, not the hugest of pots, but I'll keep them watered. It's now 9 o'clock at night, so I've had a good few hours down here. I'll just give you a quick look. So that's me telegraph cucumbers there. Down here I've got a couple of Cape gooseberries that I actually forgot that I had. Found them in the back of my greenhouse. There's also an aubergine and one of the other cucumbers there. I think gone a bit yellow on the leaf there because it was a bit pot bound, a bit lacking nutrients, but that should perk up now. So and then there's me gherkins, again a bit of speckledy on the leaves there, probably a bit nutrient shy, but they should perk up now. So I've just got to keep them watered. See, I put a bit of a cane frame around, sort of tied that all into itself and that, so that they've got something to climb up, which is nice. Evening on the plot. Right, what else? I've had a bit of a tidy up in here as well. So I've got me peppers and my chilies all coming on quite nice. Hello, hello, hello. So I showed you all of these guys earlier, didn't I? They're all lined up now. Trying to space them out. I need to move some into my other greenhouse just to try and give them a bit more light. And then these toms down here have all been tied back in, and I've cut out all of the suckers. The suckers I have actually not cut out all of, because look, there is one there, that's my main stem, that's my leaf, that's my sucker, and you sucker are out of here. You can just snap them off, but I like to use a pair of scissors for a nice clean cut. And you can also try and root these as well, in the right conditions, a bit of water, or into some damp compost, and they can actually grow away and form new tomato plants. So that's not a concern for me because I've already got too many as it goes. Oh, minis, minis, minis. Oh, right. I'm moving out into this greenhouse. Nearly everything's planted out now. I've got a few bits and bobs, odds and ends. Some asparagus back there. I didn't get around to potting my begonias. A couple of tumbling toms got potted on there. Another line of chilies and peppers down the back here. Some of these coming on quite nicely. A couple of dahlias there on the floor. Don't know what I'll do with them. Maybe stick them outside. But yes, that's that. Got some little blueberries coming through on here as well. That's my little blueberry bush. Lovely jubbly. So yes, a nice work evening on the plot. It's not the sort of thing you can do in the middle of winter, is it? So thank you very much for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you here. I'm going to try and do some more updates as and when I can. Like I say, life is absolutely mental at the minute, but you know, at least the plot's coming on all right, innit? Yeah. I'll see you later. Have a good week and stay safe. Bye bye.